This is Jim Williams with the Hurricane City update for January 11th, 10:30 a.m. Normally I'll start out these videos by saying tropical update video, but the hurricane season ends on November 30th for the Atlantic Basin, and the reason for that is the sea surface temperatures. This is a shot of the animation of the sea surface temperatures over the past week or two from the Climate Prediction Center, and you can clearly see that the cool waters are moving their way south through Florida and down into the Caribbean, as well as upper level winds coming from the west are unfavorable for any named storms to form in the Atlantic Basin. Now that'll change as we get towards the beginning of the hurricane season, which is near June 1st, and you start looking around May for temperatures rising in the Atlantic Basin. But right now they're headed deep to the south, and that's because we're under a polar jet right now that's dipping right down into the eastern United States and pushing all that warm water to the south. Now here are the anomalies in this next shot. And as you can see, the temperatures anywhere you see light blue or basically, even the white areas are right about where you should be this time of the year, if anything a little bit cooler than normal. And we see that in the Gulf of Mexico, and we see it right off of the coast of the mid-Atlantic states, where it's a little bit cooler than it normally would be at this time of the year. Now down in the Caribbean it's a different story. There's still a little bit above normal down in the deep southern Caribbean Sea. But again, you don't expect development in the off-season because it's pretty difficult for storms to get going down there. However, there have been 2 years where we have had seasons where there's been storms in January, believe it or not. The first one here that you see on your screen is from 1954, and this is Hurricane Alice. Now, this is a leftover from the 1953 hurricane season, and a system developed in the eastern Caribbean became a Category 1 hurricane, hit St. Martin, Antigua, and then went out into the open Atlantic. And then the last time it happened was back in 2006. That was a leftover from the 2005 season, which was extremely active. This is Zeta. Using the phonetic alphabet, this system developed way out in the East Atlantic and did not affect anybody as a tropical storm. Now here are our local temperatures here in Delray Beach, Florida at Hurricane City. Notice here on the right hand corner of the screen here, 34 degrees yesterday morning and this morning. So we did not get any ice or snow down here in South Florida, but we had temperatures close enough for that to happen if we had moisture in the air. But notice the steady drop in the temperatures over the last 10 days or so. It's really been dropping, and that's because of that polar jet. I'll get to a little more explanation on that in just a minute, but that's from our weather tower outside. 34 degrees on 2 consecutive days. You don't see that too often in South Florida. In fact, last time it got cold enough to snow back in 1977, where we had snow flurries down here. But there was no snow flurries in South Florida. There's some erroneous reports out there of snow, but I've talked to several people in different locations in South Florida. Nobody saw any snow over the last several days. Now here is the radar from the event that happened on Saturday. This is on January 9th when the cold front first came through. We did have some ice and snow mix up in North Florida. Around Daytona there was some ice and snow on some cars up there, and around Ocala. Now my father lives over here in Leesburg in this area right here, and he did not report any snow or ice conditions, but a lot of this probably was not reaching the surface in this mix area here. But there was some sporadic reports of a little bit of snowfall here and there around that date. Now if we go to the next image, you see the temperatures start to warm up, and you only have a little sliver of area that was potentially had potential snow in here around Ocala, but again it was just a trace and really not much to measure. Now the reason the snow chances were dampened at that point is because the temperatures all started to rise. Here you see 35, 36 degree temperatures all around the Orlando area and areas further north, so they did not have a chance for any snow. By the time the moisture made it in there, the temperatures were a little bit too high. Now look at this image here. This is an image I took from Jeff Masters' blog. He did a nice speech on the temperature change and what's happening around the world as a result of this. And the consensus is that, well, global warming is over because we have some cold air coming into the eastern United States. But look at the rest of the globe here. We have very warm, anywhere you see green, orange here, that's all above normal temperatures. And strikingly, what's more important is the temperatures over Greenland right here are way above normal. And that's the area where we have to watch for ice melt. And here we are in the middle of the winter time, and they're dealing with temperatures. I'll show you an image in just a minute. It's in the 40s here in the southern peninsula of Greenland, which is just unheard of for January. So we have a lot of, and it's also warmer than normal out in the western United States. Some of you may have been watching some of the football games of the warm temperatures out there, but you know, even though it's cold here, it does not mean global warming is over. In fact, if anything, it's hurting. It's melting more ice because it's warmer in areas that it normally is not. Now, here is a shot of Greenland, and you can see that using the Google Earth here. Here's the area that currently has a temperature of 49 degrees, and this is a city called Narsarsuaq, Greenland, and that's near the southern tip of Greenland, but that's where the most melt is occurring right now in Greenland. Temperature right now 49 degrees. It is currently 48 degrees here in Delray Beach, Florida right now. So it's colder here down in South Florida, right here in South Florida, than it is down than it is here in Greenland. Unbelievable, but that's the facts. And this is going to change. As what's happened right now is we have a high pressure ridge right out in here, and that's kind of got a little bit of warmer air coming into Greenland here. And we also have the jet like this, set up like this, so the cold air is coming into Florida, and moving up, the warmer air is moving up towards Greenland. But this high pressure is going to shift off to the east and weaken, and we're going to be in a normal pattern, and Greenland should start getting colder again, and South Florida should start getting warmer. I wanted to mention we now have a YouTube page. Thank you to Derek Sibley in Hollywood for creating this for us. Hurricanecity.com. Just type out, when you go to YouTube, you type in the last words as Hurricane City, DOTCOM, to get to Hurricanecity.com. And we'll put all the tropical update videos in there, and some interesting videos from the past will be put on this page as well. So check back to this page whenever you get a chance throughout the hurricane season if you don't go regularly use Hurricanecity.com. Now we also have a Ustream page. Here it is. Now all you have to do at Ustream is go to ustream.tv or .com and type in Hurricane City in the search bar over here, and just hit search and you'll find Hurricane City. For those of you that are running on Macs that can't watch the live video presentations at Hurricane City, Ustream is the way to go. We'll be streaming on Ustream whenever there's shows going on. It will not be 24 hours a day, but it will be on there when there's shows and or hurricane warning shows. You'll be able to watch it at Ustream. Now we're also working on a Facebook page as well, so that'll be public soon, and we're just trying to get the domain situation figured out. If anybody knows how to have a domain go to your business page at Facebook, please email me, jim@hurricanecity.com. We're having trouble having it show up publicly on the internet under facebook.com/hurricanecity, so we could appreciate any help somebody can provide for that. Alright, well that's about it for now. We'll be back with another update in a couple of weeks as we prepare for the end of for the February 1st Weather in the Media show, guest to be announced. We're working on that right now. We'll be back with another update in a week or so. Thank you again for visiting Hurricane City.